Friday 9th of June 2017, it is 8 o'clock. Welcome, welcome. This is for those who not tired, see my face for the day.
You just started your mission, the waters will be rough. Happy and you will make it all the way up. But the journey don't start, the journey it don't start, the journey don't start, the journey it don't start. Sonny, do not give up, don't ever feel but you're there to survive. You are in the pride of your life. I never look back, look ahead. Never say right to your bed. Children, as in the travel on, as in the travel on. I said the travel on.
The journey now start. Yes? Right, I gave you all the date. I think it's the 9th of June. I forget that already. 2017. Friday the 9th of June 2017 is 8 o'clock. And I feel like I've been talking for the day. I came home from that gathering outside the parliament, spent and exhausted. And yeah, so we promised to do a video tonight. You all will determine how long the video goes. It could be short, it could be a 5 or 10 minutes, or it could be a normal length video. You all tell me and I'll be guided by what you all want. Remember, tomorrow at noon, we're going to have a membership a PEP meeting at 19 Stanmore Avenue. So come out in your numbers and get involved. Today was overwhelming. If I tried to account for every part of today, all of the things that fell into place, the cooperation from everybody, people showing up with signs made, the police in the Commissioner of Police's office worked literally round the clock to process this request from us and to make it possible. And I thank all of them, especially Corporal Rampasad, who went above and beyond to assist us. Thank you very much for that. Speaking of police, when we got to the waterfront and I got out the vehicle and I was walking to the gathering, the officer stopped me and he said, "Y'all are the Progressive Empowerment Party?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Y'all are here to protest on behalf of the guy who died in the hospital?" I said, "Among other things." He said, "If I could have stripped off this uniform and come and protest with you, I'd be there." Trinidad, the entire nation, from top to bottom. Today, we had a cross-section of everybody. Young, we had the very young, we had babies, we had elderly, we had the sick, we had the infirm, we had every hue of the rainbow, every race that makes up our rainbow nation. And they were all there, rich, poor, black, white, brown, green, tall, short. Everybody was there, side by side. One people, I mean, what the framers and the founders of this country had in mind was outside that parliament today. They were outside that parliament today. And to look at it twice, it choked me up to speak. Because to look at it and to know that these are people who give up their time, give up the stuff they were doing today. I mean, the amount of effort that it took. A lady from Cedra, she tell me, "Mr. Alexander, I only rode since 10:30. And I had to give her props because she came in black in her Batman jersey. And I want to tell you, I didn't get your name. And the only person I think who took a longer journey to get there was Kenrick Boyer, who got on a plane. He literally got on a plane from Canada to come here for this protest. He will be here for the meeting tomorrow and he's going back, which is amazing because if anything is a commitment, it is that. Yeah? And to all of the people, they were everywhere was represented. Tobago was represented. All the corners of Trinidad and Tobago, every type of profession. I mean, if we had planned it for optics or photo ops, we couldn't have planned it better. It was perfection. perfection, and to see all of us, we, Trinidad and Tobago, when you say look we, that's we. That's we there. I want to tell you today, proud. Proud of this movement. Today, you all own me now. Said, if there was no turnout I done, I think you own me now. After today, I can't complain. We're doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this. So the one or two people who don't like the music in the videos, plenty people like the music, so we are ready for them too. Share the video, let them know we out, let them know we here. I know they must be exhausted. Those who were here for the match. Out of share.
Somehow I see all this foolery as we're not dressing. There's still a blessing. You see, I just see curry, you peas, rice, and cascado. Blue crab and galaloo, and never just give me not leaving. Not leaving. Never stray so deep and freedom the country. Where else in the world you know? Sweet pan and calypso. Overflow 2 days in the street, not leaving, not leaving. It's here where conceive me, it's here I go there. I see a people creative who must overcome, make magic from old steel, from rusty old drum. So why should I fear? Some tears here and there, I tell them no way, no way. Camaraderie so
What's it feel
special,
like?
Somebody
say calm run when you see the crowd. I never see a short man sprint so, but I don't know if it was us he was running from. We wasn't threatening nobody.
You see, I just drink some Baba's brew, punching from my mountain dew. A hot plate of fellow to me, my phone, they just bring me not leaving, not leaving. The neighbors drink so deep.
I pull up by the meeting. The first person that sees my brother-in-law, and I hug him up, I didn't know he was coming. I mean, it was like that. It was friends and family, and everybody there was connected to one another. It was really nice. It's only called didn't belong there. We have things to deal with in this country. We have things to deal with. I want to deal with Rohan Sinanan tonight. Minister of Works and Transport, you all announced that you're building the QREP interchange. Mr. Works and Transport Minister, I am aware that you are a financial beneficiary of the K-Donna driving that park up there, waiting to become the QREP overpass. You and certain members of the People's National Movement and a couple other well-placed financiers. I need you to clear the air on that. Is this more corruption and bubble? Do you own, are you part of an organization, Mr. Rohan Sinanan? Are you part of an organization that owns what used to be the K-Donna driving, that is going to be the QREP interchange? And are we expecting to see transparency in the transactions that take place that acquires it? And all of those who are connected to the political parties in any way, are we going to see transparency and have all the names published? I hope so. I hear you want to start building in January. We're putting you on notice now. We want information. We cannot continue to run a nation as a bubbleocracy like this country is running. And we're saying to you now, Mr. Rohan Sinanan, Minister of Works and Transport, because we're not letting you go with the port, you know. Don't think because we're distracted with Terrence Dialsing and the Ministry of Health and Colin Witt and the Ministry of Finance and the whatever it is going on with the judiciary. Don't think that because we're distracted with those things that you're getting a slide. We want an inquiry into what took place in the port. We want to know if there was culpability, if there was predetermined efforts to collapse the legally, legitimately assembled board so as to fire the Superfast Galatia and give a PNM Financier a contract that is costing this country an extra $15,000 a day. We're not letting those things slide, Rohan Sinanan. And that is why when you and Fitzgerald Hines walk past the crowd today, they boo you and it shake the Hyatt, it shake the waterfront. I wasn't expecting that, and I know you all weren't either. That boo shock everybody. Yeah? Because people see you all for what you all are. Terence the Alsing come outside to pose. This jackass, Terence the Alsing, told the nation that Christopher Phillip, the elderly gentleman who died on the hospital's lawn, he told the nation, I want to stop the music from playing. He told the nation that the gentleman came in, was attended to, hear the bullshit there? The gentleman came in, was attended to, checked out, and that they went and they brought him back just in case to make assurance double sure. And from the moment you added that, I know you was on bullshit, friend. From the moment you added that, but miss me with that, because you know what you're trying to do. You're trying to cover it up, but you're a jackass with wings. Because what you were supposed to do, and the only thing that you were supposed to do, is suspend whoever was in charge of that shift and call for an investigation. That is the role of a minister. But because you are a cover-up in chief, that is all you know how to do. That is all you know how to do in that theft and kleptocracy that is the health sector, stealing $6.5 billion a year. You try to cover it up. But the lady who filmed the man dying on the ground said you lie. So now you commit a crime because you lied to the nation. So before, when we could have called for you to be fired, and people will be kind of questioning it because, oh gosh, are you expecting the minister to micromanage? No, I don't expect the minister to micromanage. But I expect the manager and the shift supervisor and everybody up the food chain to be able to answer for the role and the responsibility, the salaries they get at the end of the month. It ends at the minister. He is responsible for putting all of that in train. If he is not, if that is not his responsibility, then why the fire truck he getting $65,000, $75,000 a month, tax-free status and a fancy chauffeur-driven car with blue lights? What is he getting it for? He not the sharpest, prettiest, brightest, nothing. So what's he getting it for? For votes? Has our parliament been hijacked as a voting machine? Because if the minister is not a minister, what's his role? What is he being paid for? Is he drawing money under false pretenses? I know everybody thought I was coming on the thing tonight to talk nice because we got a nice turnout today. This is not for props and pips and ego for me, you know. I tell you all already. I see Samuel Stafford calling me out and telling me about when I'm going to be a leader and what kind of leader to be. I keep telling you all, I'm not in this for a walk. I'm not in this for a pass. I'm not in this for love and handshakes and hug-ups. I like all those things. I like the man with the duck and the people who, a man bring me a chocolate bar today. He said, look, lunch. And for people to do things like that, I love that. That's kind of things I would do for somebody else. But I'm not in this to advance me. I'm not in this to advance me. I don't want to work. I don't. That's why I happily endorse Peter Hadid endorsing me. Because Peter know that. We cut from the same cloth. We ain't looking to go and sit down in the parliament and argue with these jackasses. We just want the parliament to work right. That's why I do this. That's why I do this. So Samuel Stafford, I don't want to get sidetracked, but Samuel Stafford said he vexed I didn't invite him. We didn't invite anybody, we invite everybody. So we wasn't sending out detailed invitations because we didn't know what to expect today. This wasn't a gathering and a party, this was a protest. We went to protest the cybercrime bill. If it fall in your garden, come and help us. But don't sit down and expect me, because I don't have time with all of those political correct nonsense. Samuel, you're a fella, I like you. I like you. We don't have to have all this crosstalk. I like you. You want to work with us? We will work with you. There is an executive of the Progressive Empowerment Party. Come and meet them. Work with them. Have your team meet that team and work together. I have no problem with that. This is not a one-man show. This is not a me thing because you see me. At best, I'm the mouth. At best, that's what I do. At best, I raise these issues and I clear and I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with that. So to all the people who think that they have to sidestep the Progressive Empowerment Party because it means an end for me to get rich, trust me, they have nothing in this for me. I want nothing. It costs me money. It costs me money on a daily basis. But I see it as national service and I want to clear the air on that. And I wanted to clear the air on that. Let's come back to the full circle here, because we need to be able to pin down, drill down to what we want, and what we want is good governance. The whole purpose of this is good governance. Everything about this is good freaking governance. If the Minister of Health cannot do the job, fire him. Move the personalities and the parties and the racism and the vote and the bullshit aside. Miss us with that. Put a man in the job who is capable of dealing with his regional health directors, Trinidadians. To the people who take a position, who form a company and give yourself the title Chief Executive Officer. If there are no other executive officers besides you, you're an ass. A Chief Executive Officer means of all the executive officers, you are the chief. Simple arithmetic. We like some real Banana Republic baboons when we're ready. Stop naming people CEOs when there is only one executive officer. What he is the executive officer. Yeah? Move back to this. You need a Minister of Health who is capable of working with all. You see this regional health authority nonsense they have set up here? A progressive empowerment party will squash it. We will destroy it. We will throw it away together with the SCA. It's non-functional, dysfunctional, malfunctional bullshit set up to steal money. That's what it's set up for certain drug and equipment companies to steal money. And we need to destroy it. We need 41 semi-autonomous regional health facilities, all operating their own businesses, funded. So if you go in Sangre Grande and you can't get bandages, go Toco, go Mayaro, go San Fernando West, because one of the constituencies will have bandages, and tell us, because we will go to Sangre Grande and ask the person in charge, how come you don't have bandages? We're giving you the money to buy the bandages, and if you're not doing it, if you're stealing it, misappropriating it, fraudulently converting it, we will jail your ass. That's what we will do. Government and public service is not a way to take people money and put it in your pocket. Peter Hardy do a video tonight. You have to watch it. You have to watch it. The man call out from a side, and he write, and I want to say this, 1,000 people make your live videos. You see the Progressive Empowerment Party wall? Have a time. Post it on the wall. The person who video get the most views or the most likes, I will give you a prize. Have a video, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, talk your talk, post it on that wall. Let the government and the opposition and everybody come to see, because today, some key people from the parliament came down to make sure that we were aware that they're watching us and that they want to be cool with us. Hey, we cool with everybody, you know. Just do the people business. We don't even want to be watchdogs. We want to know that you're doing the bloody job. That's all we care about. None of us who are outside there today, at least the vast majority of us, want to set aside our life and come and chuck and jam in that. I really have no interest in playing United Kingdom Junior. We haven't even learned yet that we wear suits in the tropics and look like asses to the people who wear suits in temperate environments because it's cold. They need layers. We don't. So we have shirt, jack and dashiki and all them kind of things. We should wear it in the parliament, but we want to play. It's like carnival. Carnival start with slaves dressing up like massa. Our parliament is slaves dressing up like massa. That's what we do. When you see Fitzgerald Hines in his trippy suit, that is a slave dressing up like massa. Call him too. Call him as a light-skinned slave. We don't even have the capacity. And you know what else? When other days reach, we make a mockery of a mockery. This country ain't joke fuck up, you know. Sorry for cursing. It ain't joke mess up, you know. We make a mockery of a mockery. Check out. So the parliament is suits. We're in suits because clearly it's snowing outside. But then Indian Arrival Day comes, and for one day we dress to the nines in sari. Emancipation Day come to the nines. I used to watch Kamala, hat all up here. You ever see it? More African than every African in the street. And you know what? It's a mockery of a mockery. But you know, put all of that aside, because maybe at some point intelligence will prevail. Maybe at some point we will vote a party in the power that says, listen, don't look to us for any kind of bullshit. Don't look to us to pose and to play royalty. We come to serve, fix, put things in place and go away. That's what you need. That's what you need. When you go KFC to buy chicken and chips, I read this thing by, who's right, Wired 868. What's that guy name? He wrote that the cashier in KFC is better organized in her job than the permanent secretary in the sports ministry, because the cashier in KFC know exactly how much packs of ketchup you're allowed. But the permanent secretary, the chief accounting officer, the person responsible for all of the money, wasn't too sure if $92,000 to send Daryl Smith on a romp to Tobago was enough money or not. If it was good or if it was bad. If she could find enough justification for it. That is Trinidad and Tobago. That is us. That too is Lokwe. That too is Lokwe. But come back to this because Terence Dial Singh, Terence Dial Singh, what he's done is he has lied to his employers with regards to information required as to something that took place on your watch. You are hired to oversee the health sector, and somebody died under the most dubious of circumstances. Your first job is to offer condolences. That's your first job. That's the first thing that was to trip out your mouth. But you remind me of jackass Tim Key, who didn't know. Tim Key didn't know that he was supposed to offer condolences to Asami's family before you start off on your rant and blame Asami for her carnival costume and say that is what get her rape. And that is why Tim Key should never hold a public office of any kind in this country. But if you check carefully, he getting contracts or something, PNM don't spit their people out for far, Because we don't know what Tim Key doing, doesn't mean that Tim Key not involved. But put that aside. Terence Dial Singh needed to offer condolences to the family of Christopher Phillip. He was to apologize for whatever was the screw up in the health sector and the Port of Spain General Hospital that allowed this to happen in the first place. He was to suspend the person in charge of that shift. Suspend them. Because that's what in charge means. It's a responsibility that comes with accountability. And if none of you all get that, then we screwed. Because that person was in charge. That person was in charge. We don't hear from Terence Dial Singh yet. We want an investigation into why the MTS security guards employed by the hospital thought that they were in their right to pick up Mr. Christopher Phillip and toss his black ass out of the hospital to dead like a stray dog on the ground. Because what made them think that that was hospital policy? Somebody has to ask that question. And it has to be either the shift supervisor, the doctor on call, his boss, the hospital administrator, the regional health authority CEO, or Terence Dial Singh. One of those people set in motion the actions that resulted in the MTS security guards believing that they could strap on latex gloves and eject this man for having the audacity to believe that a public hospital applied to him. Yeah? Are they thinking it through? It's not just the fact that this poor gentleman, I think about his family. He must have some friend or loved one somewhere that has to deal with that picture on social media and on the media every single day. I said, if that was Faris Arawi father, that couldn't happen. And if it did, you think TV6 and Guardian broadcasting the pictures? Faris father dead with his pants wrong, his legs rolling wrong like a semp on the ground. Keith Rowley father, Colm father. No, couldn't happen. It couldn't happen. Terence Dial Singh, you wanted that for your father or grandfather? No. So why is it good enough for Christopher Phillip? And I think about his family and anybody who has to encounter those images, seeing this gentleman who went to the Port of Spain General Hospital that his money paid for. His money. The oil and the gas that come bubbling out the ground is not Ansel Roger mother-ass money. Christopher Phillip and everybody else in this nation. And it is not the PNM money. And it is not the UNC money. And it is not the OWTU money. And it is not the bandit clan PNM financiers or UNC financiers or the investor class. It is the people money, including Christopher Phillip. It is his money pay for that hospital. And when his deductions, I hear people saying that $600 and $800 getting deducted from small people's salaries through the National Insurance Board to engage in disco financing, and Adrian Barrett and the band of the board still have a job in Trinidad to take people national insurance contribution and pay for Siam nightclub. Boy, miss me with that bullshit, yes? Or they're not serious yet. We ain't start the protest yet, you know. We ain't start the protest yet. We need to protest every day in this country. We need to go outside National Insurance Board and tell them, fire yourself. Fire yourself, because Christopher Philip dead, because the hospital couldn't afford proper employees. So they take two jackass MTS security guard and toss him like a dog in the street. Yeah? Yeah? All I didn't want this tonight. All I wanted to hug up and love up. This is all I have. This is all I bring to the table. I want to know who told the National Insurance Board that their remit is disco financing. I want an answer to that.
But use it well before it's too late. If it is that who you're voting, well, beyond a doubt. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out.
Disco financing.
It is the proven to be only full amount. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out.
So statisticians and actuarians telling the nation that the National Insurance Board, the fund running out of money. But you've taken 37 million plus 5 million for repairs, 42 million of the people's dollars, and invested it in a discotheque. Mr. Adrian Barrett and the rest of the board of the National Insurance Board. So you've invested our money in disco financing, and I want to know, how do you get to do a soft loan for friends and family like the jackass PNM treasurer, who was at the time the man to call the shots for Karen Takshera, who unleashed this property tax bullshit on the people in the first place, who came out and tell the nation, let us lend Clico $25 billion interest freaking free, but I can't get interest free loans because, and you see, this is why these Uncle Toms in this country have black people head swimming. Every time I say, give the poor and the minimum wage earner interest free loans so they could own a house, people in an uproar, you're mad, you can't do that, but we could give Clico $25 billion interest free that could have buy 200,000 house. Yes, you're full of shit, boy. All I know what to fight for.
If it is the time is now that change should come about, just as how you vote them in, vote them out, register and vote them.
Stafford, you want to march with me? Start to talk about this, Stafford. Stop the bullshit. I don't time with bullshit. None. You want to be part of this? Come on, march with me. National Insurance Board. Meet me there Monday.
Let's put our country.
Don't be sitting down there on a computer calling me out like corned beef man. Miss me with that bullshit.
Let's put our country together again.
Somebody say the man from Green. What kind of jackass you have in this place, man? To those knocking the size of the turnout today, slow your roll. This was an amazing, unprecedented turnout for an organic gathering. What is an organic gathering? PNM and UNC and even COP had a fund. Do you know that election time, they spend as much as $25 million to give you the overhead drone shot that you get? The overhead drone shot where they can say, look at people! Sadiq Bash invent that for them. $25 million. So when you get the mid-center mall money shot, And where it is B&M is go Woodford Square. The money shot. When you get the money shot, it's literally a money shot. $25 million a pop, because everybody getting between $500 and $1,000 a jersey, money, phone, all kind of thing, because sandwich, juice. You had to organize maxi taxi to pay for. I have a partner, he in the maxi taxi business. He owned about 9, and elections time, well, that when he's making his money. This was an amazing turnout for an organic gathering. No one was paid to attend, unlike other protest marches and public gatherings. When you see the OWTU march, them getting paid to march, you know. Because they marching on them time, they marching on we time. You getting paid your salary and you're marching. Ansel Roger, his whole work is to protest, you know. Ansel Roger drives a BMW courtesy the state and has an extensive salary, and the clusterfuck that goes on in Petrotrin that you pay for an extra $88 million bonus for jack all from an organization that does not make a profit for this country. But these fellas get paid to protest. Not one of those marches that Keith Rowley organized, Section 34 go back. All of them, and David Abdullah knew. David Abdullah, as the head of the MSJ, is also a part of the OWTU, or one of them thing. And he know that they take in state workers off the job who getting paid to come and march with them and pretend this is public outcry. Miss me with that bullshit. This was people who sacrificed time and effort to come and add to our growing numbers, and I applaud all of them for the effort they made. One woman told me she was on the road since 10:30, and another guy came from Canada. Talk about putting your money where your mouth is. Boya Kanek is the name of the guy from Canada. But back to the issue. The crowd today, compared to what other parties I have seen in my time pull for events like this, was massive. And the enthusiasm level tells me that the next gathering will be 10 times as big. You know why? Because everybody who nearly come, who didn't come, found an excuse not to come, that see what went on today, it burned them. Because they know they could have been part of that. They should have been part of that. So they tell themselves now, locked and loaded, next one they call, I there first, front and center. And 10 times the size of this march, next one we call. Those commenting on the numbers, how about this? How about the next event? Add yourself to those numbers too, yeah? Something else I wanted to add. Today somebody shared a picture of 4 girls in school uniform, I think it's Woodbrook Secondary, helping an old lady on crutches cross a street. I gladly share that. All of the walls that I have anything to do, we have a sanction against sharing children fighting in schools. We don't allow it. We do not allow it. But you see children behaving well and doing things like this, feel very free to send those things viral. Never saying, you teach people how to love you. You teach people how to behave. What you focus on, that is what grows. If what we focus on is bacchanal, that's all we're going to get. Remember, tomorrow's meeting, 10 o'clock, 19 Stanmore. Bring 10 people with you. And I've already told you all about the live videos. Do your own live video. It could be a minute long. Post it on PP wall. Just say why you're part of this. Anyway, this is what we were at the Parliament for today, and this is what I want to share. We are here today to call the Parliament to order. Every system of state is failing. The politics of tribalism is not working. The politics of divisiveness is not working. The politics of we time now is not working. And we are here to tell the 41 elected servants of the people that this is not good enough. You were elected to office based on certain promises and certain expectations, and if you cannot deliver, you must vacate. What took place outside the nation's hospital, where a citizen was allowed to die like a stray animal without care or consideration at an institution his money paid for, was the last straw. Openly divisive tribal separationist politics is making a mess of the administration of justice. The police service is not working. The administration of justice is not working. Our education and health systems are not working. The price of food is outside the reach of the average person, while state-owned farmland sits idle, being stripped off and picked off and sold for shopping plazas and cineplexes. We are here to say to the government and to the opposition, get your act together. together. We are no longer interested in the politics of Bacchanal. We are no longer interested in using the People's Parliament to distract the population with foolishness, busting marks that lead nowhere. More importantly, we are here today to tell the Attorney General and his leader, the Prime Minister, that no one voted you into office to restrict the people's basic human rights. The cybercrime bill, as worded, appears designed deliberately vague and open to interpretation so as to give politicians and governments sweeping powers to shut down free speech and dissent. We are here today to tell the Attorney General to withdraw this bill in its entirety. The objectives of the bill are being advanced can be accomplished without putting the Constitution to the sword. If he fails to withdraw, if they go forward, if this offensive piece of dictatorial legislating becomes law, then we will call the people out to fire the government. We will gather in ever-increasing numbers and shut this country down. We will withhold labor and consumption. We will make this country as ungovernable as is possible until the 41 servants in this house, especially those that are sworn to serve the people as ministers, understand that the days of the tail wagging the dog are over. That the people know their rights and we will enforce them. We call on the government to withdraw the cybercrime bill. We call on the government to step back from the wasteful litigating into the property tax and to have a conversation with the people regarding taxation of private property and to what use those funds will be put. At present, the people pay a hefty stamp duty at the purchase, giving the government its share in front, and I mean a hefty commission. Adding an additional property tax is double taxation, and we will resist that. At this point, government and the opposition comes across dysfunctional, clueless, and deliberately confrontational, as if designed to distract from the real issues of the day that are not being addressed. And we are here to tell them, either they do the jobs they were hired for, or take your Bacchanal elsewhere.
30 years, you voting them in. As soon as they win, they give you big words and enslave your soul, promising you roads and giving potholes. If they are the reason why the economy goes sprout, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out.
Dave, one of the members of the team, sent me a video 2 days ago of a little girl. She can't be more than 8 or 9 years old, that went home with her face black and blue and scratch up, and apparently she was beaten by a teacher. Now, her father put out a video asking for justice. I have heard nothing from the Ministry of Education. If by tomorrow or Monday nothing is done, I am going to re-release that video and put that teacher on blast. And I will be calling for the Minister of Education again to step down. Because if I know it and it is sent to me through third parties as a last resort, why is the dysfunctional Ministry of Education not holding its maniac teachers to account? We need to know.
If it is the passing laws that them alone can flout, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out. If it is the building ISOs, east, west, north and south, they say where you vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out, totally vote them out. Stick your finger and rescue the country.
Felicia Holder, Chairman of the Progressive Empowerment Party, you are live.
Oh, good night, good night.
Sorry for just calling you abruptly like this.
Yeah, sorry, I was not expecting your call.
Right, but I wanted to give you, as I mentioned to you, the opportunity to tell the public what were your takeaways from today's gathering.
Wow. It's an overwhelming one. The feeling that I felt today. Honestly, the first thing I did, I compared it to the first march that I attended, which was back in February. And I remember at that time it was just a handful of us, probably less than 20 people. It was a disappointing turnout, and I remember it was just as I came back from abroad, and I I was feeling this whole drive at that time. All the craziness was happening in the States. Everybody was protesting. And I said, why can't I do that for my country? And I came back and it was disappointing. But I remember I felt more determined than ever. And today, seeing what I saw today, I have to admit it was an inspiring moment. It was encouragement to know that we're going in the right direction. And it was refreshing because someone said it. I can't remember where I saw it, but someone said it. It was so nice to be around decent, human, caring people, and that's who the Progressive Empowerment Party is made up of. And I realized that today we are some really, really caring, decent human beings. And if we can come together and do what we did today, I cannot imagine. And that's just February to June. That's just 4 months since, our last protest. If we can come together and do what we did today in 2 days' notice, imagine what we can do in the upcoming months, in the next year, in the next 2 years. And I have so much hope for this party. And I was really proud. I was proud of Trinidad and Tobago. Today I was proud of myself. I was proud of my team. It was a good day. And the fact that the media chose not to show what we accomplished today proves to me that they know, and they know who they are.
That's called fear.
Pardon?
That's fear. That's fear of the unknown.
Yeah, that's fear of the unknown. And the fact that we can do this, and they know that we can do this, is, like I say, it's more encouragement.
Yeah. We get 100,000 views a week on our videos. Whether they broadcast us or not is becoming more and more irrelevant as the days go by. The elderly people who don't understand how to use social media, they have their children showing them on phones and computers. And when it's time to dial in, they dial in for mommy and daddy. So people learning the internet because of this video. So we will bypass it. We will bypass it.
I met someone in the office today who brought her 16-year-old daughter, and that, again, seeing her and other young kids was it was really nice to see that, to know that, parents, they care for the next generation that's coming up, and they only want the best for them. So
what's happening tomorrow at noon?
Tomorrow at noon, we meet the public again, which we have been doing every Saturday. We always encourage you to come out. Everybody who is there today, just come out. You might know what you want to do. You might know how you fit in, but come out and meet others like yourself, because you're not sure where you can actually add a piece to the puzzle. Today I had so many conversations with so many people and got so many things resolved on the spot that, I can imagine what can happen if all of us gather together, have some progressive conversation, and, build this party the way it is supposed to build, which is from the ground up.
Exactly. Yes. Right, so thanks a lot for that, Ms. Holder. I will be seeing you tomorrow at noon, as well. A lot of people, I am sure. Any parting words?
Parting words, just people who are listening, people who are afraid or cautious or testing the waters. I advise you, I encourage you to
strip down and jump in.
Yes, put yourself out there, because I am putting myself out there in ways that I never imagined, and to be the face or one of the faces of a protest, it wasn't what I thought it would have been. I always looked at it as something to be afraid of. Today it was so freeing. I felt free. It felt exhilarating, and trust me, knowing that you are part of something that is going to change, and I believe it is going to change our country. Knowing that you're part of that is the best. That's the best reward that you could ever get.
Thanks a lot for that.
Fixing and caring for your own country.
Thanks a lot for that, my friend.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow. That was Felicia Holder, the chairman of the Progressive Empowerment Party. And I want to say this to those paying attention. Our meetings on Saturday take place in Port of Spain, but we are open to invitations. So if you come up tomorrow, and I know we have people from far-flung parts of Trinidad and Tobago, when you come up tomorrow, you could probably offer your facilities, because it doesn't take much. We really easy going. Some plastic chairs, we have a couple, and we will work with what we have to work with. And if next week Saturday we have to go Gasparillo, and the Saturday after that we have to go Arima, and the next Saturday we go St. Augustine, and then we go Caroni. I mean, we could go anywhere. If you want to host, the Saturday noon meeting because it's basically a meet the public meeting. Come tomorrow or get in touch with Felicia or Lima or Giselle or Ali G or Dilworth or Karen or Ken or Abby Smith, any of the people that you see on the walls talking and giving you guidance and advice. David Ramjohn, I don't know what happened to him, like he taking a vacation. But all of these people, and they have plenty more team members, I can't remember to rattle them all off. And what Felicia was saying just now, when people come to the meetings on a Saturday, they fit in so quickly and they find a niche so quickly. Come and be a part of this, whatever this is that you all are building, because it's really an enjoyable thing, yeah?
Together again, put them out of power, dominate your reign. Let's put our country together again.
David, you're saying you're here, but I'm not seeing your post. I used to get a post every 3 posts, and I see a David Ramjohn post. I thought you were on vacation, I apologize. All right, now I want to share something because some of you all may not access it. I want you to hear a video somebody put out. Now, he uses 2 expletives twice. So for the next 6 minutes, if you could, I don't know, not have the babies pay attention. Because what Peter Hadid said this morning, and it's important that I share his post too, because certain people think that you could look at the PNM. I've watched people wash them out on the entire Syrian community because the PNM have some Syrian financiers. But not all Syrian people, or not all black people, or not all Indian people, or not all Chinese people. Stop the stereotyping bullshit. And you see the lazy politicking that allows you to attack people. Stop that. This is Peter Hadid and what he had to say today. Tell me if you're hearing it. Now this video is on my wall.
Good morning.
6 minutes long.
This morning, I think it's about time.
You're hearing it?
We need to get up. Today's a march at 1 o'clock. Not really a march, but whatever it is. We need to take back our country. I am going to be there. We all need to be there if we want to see a change.
I'm going to share Peter's video in this thread when it's done.
Or do anything for any one of us. We need to wake up. I am not going there for Philip Alexander. Hats off to him, he's doing a fantastic job. I am going there for me. And you need to do that too. Nothing this government is going to take responsibility for. They are only destroying everything else. And we need to wake up. And I am not going to let Faris Alwari tell me
Ron, I have no
what
control.
I could not say on fucking social media. Not him or not anybody. So you all need to wake up and realize that we need to get out there in numbers. We need to do this. Because this country going on a path that it will not be clean easily. We are in a terrible situation and the government is taking no responsibility. And I am to blame because I put them there. I helped put them there. But I'm going to help get them out. But everybody needs to do their part. And to the financiers, I'll tell you this. All of us have greed in us, a certain amount of greed. All of us have a certain amount of greed. But you all have more than everybody. And you see that same greed, you're going to bring all it on your knees. You see that wealth that you're all searching for? Forget God. Don't put God in your thoughts. Put karma. Because you see, karma is a real fucking thing. And when you have children, when you think about that, how much money is enough to destroy a fucking country? So you could call yourself a millionaire or a billionaire. The people around you don't even like you. So you have to hold on to that money. I will tell you this. I don't know if I was fortunate or unfortunate, but I saw one of the wealthiest men in Trinidad die on his last days.
Listen to
I'm not
this.
going to call names,
Listen to this.
but everybody knew him. He has stores all over the place. And everything that he had on the last days of his life, I happened to be in the bedroom the day before to see that man bawl in pain, every part of his body. And I will live with that for the rest of my life. And all I could think of is all the money this man have, and this how he have to die. You all are destroying the country with your greed. I have no use for you all. Do not call me to do work for you all. I am not interested in your money. If you could pass me straight, I have zero problem with that. Don't even make fucking eye contact. Because it's people like you all that destroy this country. Not the black man on the road who poor or who ignorant. They seen from the top. So that's all they know. But we need to get out there. And again, you may like Philip or you may not like him. It's not about Philip. It has to be about you. Because this country is not getting better. And PNM have no desire to get it better. And Keith Rowley have no desire for his people to be better. He wants them right where they are. Yes, we all have bills to pay. Yes, we all have things to do. But 1 o'clock today, you all need to come out and show support. Fuck everything else. Because it needs to be done and it needs to be done now. Get off all your asses and stop complaining. And get out there and let's make this change. And let's let everybody know in government, whether past, present or future, that we're not putting up with the fuckery anymore. It's not up to them, it's up to us. Right? When your friend get robbed and they take away the car, you say, oh God, poor thing, this country sucks, the government sucks. It's our problem, it's our fault. When they tie up your maid and they thief everything in your house and you thank God if you wasn't there, it's not the black people's fault. It's not the government's fault, it's our fault because we letting it happen. We sitting down here doing nothing. You all need to get up and realize the PNM has no desire to help the people in this country or to make things better. Only their friends. They are incompetent first of all. Wake up and get out there. No excuses. It needs to be done. We need to take back our country. We need a better society. And we are not going to get it with the people in power now.
I share that video because I couldn't have said it better. I'm happy he cuss. I like to cuss. And plain talk is not bad manners. What he said is what we all know. That it is not fixing. The professional politicians that front the greedy business contractocracy made up of zealous lawyers and accountants and professionals, people who just there, they're showing up at the wake to read the will. They come to rape the corpse. They come to take. Colm Imbert's zeal for this property tax is money to thief. They have no interest in you. This is not money to make no shortfall. Miss me with that bullshit called slash an expense. Since you're coming to government, you fire a certain set of people and we will deal with you, brother. We will deal with that. We are a growing movement of people, the people of this country. We put it orange and we call it Progressive Empowerment Party. But there is a mood in this country, partner, that you all will have to leave. You will have to leave. You will have to leave. And again, I want to come back to the knuckle draggers who tell me about splitting vote and who go vote for we. I want to tell you something. The only politicians that could tell me that is people like Carl Hudson Phillips, Arthur Napoleon, Raymond Robinson, Basdeo Panday, people who stepped out of systems and cut new ground. We cutting ground. So you see this nonsense about splitting vote? The last election, the two parties, government and opposition, the voter turnout was so low, it was almost nullified. 17% of the electorate, that's not even the total population, 17% of the electorate constituted the Diego Martin West. All of those councillors drawing money under false pretenses. One simple legal challenge could throw down that whole board. Leave them. This is not the time to get sidetracked. Somebody write me last night, she say, somebody tell them, don't drink the Kool-Aid I offer. And I ask them who Kool-Aid they want you to drink. Who Kool-Aid they want you to drink? You don't want my Kool-Aid? No problem. But who Kool-Aid who you offering? Who you offering? Who you're speaking for? And this is what I want you all to start doing, Start doing this. If not this movement, what? PNM? UNC? I asked already. If they were going to fix this country, $60 billion per year, you don't think they would have done it already? The PNM has spent $120 billion already. If they had an intention to fix this country, don't you think they would have done it? Ask yourself. And look at what you vote for. You vote for Telephone Love, Shamfa. Who knew her before? Before Rowley trotted out on the stage. Who knew her before? Who knew Daryl Tobago Love, Sporty Spice? Who knew him before? This is not you supporting people that you think will be the best representation of you or your constituency. By choosing those parties, you are voting for people that just align themselves with an organization to get an end. They have no interest in you. We tell you as the Progressive Empowerment Party, government will undertake in no serious legislation that they do not send the members of parliament back to you. For your opinion, we need referendum as law. I stand for the decriminalization of marijuana. That is me. I stand for it. I support the decriminalization of marijuana. But I'm part of an organization, the Progressive Empowerment Party, and that party needs to decide what its position is, but I stand for it. And if we get into government and there is a chance to advance that, we need to go to the people and say, what do you think? Should we decriminalize marijuana? Because we have laws because of American laws. And while we play in the ass enforcing law, burning down marijuana plantation in Trinidad, marijuana is the #1 cash crop in California 15 years now. 15 years now. California have the 13th largest economy in the world by itself. Separate and apart from the United States. Use Google now. Use Google. Like Samuel Stafford, I wanted to tell you, download Google. Is a new app, brand new, it just come out. Because you asked people today in your video, lashing PNM, when I used to lash UNC, brother, Google my name now. If you just meet me, don't think I just come out, It's a million words I write when the UNC was in power. I make them pull down 62 billboards with Kamala face on it. I do that. I could tell you about activism, and I'm not here to beat, but I have to answer you all when you're talking bullshit. Google me and you'll see. But come back to this. And I'm not saying decriminalize marijuana because I want a couple people who smoking weed to vote for me. In fact, and I will say this with respect, weed smokers, they're not motivated to vote. Them are voting for nobody. Half of them waking up that morning high. And I'm making that as a joke. Do not take it seriously or take me to task. But I'm saying, if you decriminalize marijuana, you will take us to a position where we could control it and better manage it. Take it out of the world of mystique. If I wanted to smoke a pack of cigarettes tonight, I could go to a gas station and buy a pack of cigarettes. It is not illegal. I don't have to climb over a fence and put $5 in a Milo tin that somebody lowing down from a house to bring up my $5 to lower back down a joint or a cigarette. I don't. I could just go and buy it in the gas station. And because I could, I don't, because I don't really want to smoke. I don't really want to drink, but all the alcohol in the world is available to me. And I could go anywhere now and buy from a bear, go up to, I see they have brandy selling in high-end establishments for $18,000 a drink. This country is playing it rich now. We have people who drinking brandy $18,000 a drink. Stick a pin in that. Come back to this. The reason I'm raising the issue of decriminalizing marijuana is there are too many people in this country stuck in a penal system that they shouldn't be in for what they're doing. It shouldn't be so. And if the United States of America has all but admitted that their war on drugs is wrong, then we need to decide, why are we being used as a front line for cartels and CIAs and all this other nonsense we have to hear about, while little children from the ghettos killing one another? David would say, a bullet whine and take the smile from their face. Why we, Trinidad and Tobago, must be the front line for somebody else's transaction war? Is negotiations going on in Trinidad? They're negotiating by buck and bullet in Trinidad, killing we people so they could deal with. Stop it. We need to have a conversation with the people of Trinidad and Tobago. What do you think? Should we decriminalize marijuana? I'm not saying legalize as a next step, but decriminalize means, because I know of people in high office, lawyers, judges, doctors, people who use it. And no, I do not, when people ask you want somebody high on weed flying your plane? No, but I don't want somebody drunk on Double Dog or Dewars or Fernandez Black Label really drinking good. Same high. Same high. And I'm sure that you're hiring professionals who know when they could be drunk and when they could be high and when they shouldn't. And if you think that it being illegal is preventing them, you're wrong. So let's really, and I am saying it is not my decision, it is a national decision. And if we get into office, one of the 4 things we call the principles of good governance. You'll get tired hearing us talk about this. The 4 principles of good governance that we stand on is to create recall legislation. We want to go in there and give you the pin in the hand grenade to fire us. We want the first thing to do is to create a law so that you can fire us if we don't deliver what we say. You see how we have to think how to get these jackasses out? We have to shut down country and don't buy no KFC or don't buy no food. All this nonsense. You're supposed to be able to professionally, legally, legitimately go to the Elections and Boundaries Commission, and this is my petition form. 22,000 people have signed. We would like to trigger a recall of the Member of Parliament for Digger Martin West. These are our reasons why. So the Elections and Boundaries Commission have no choice but to respond and to call a by-election in Digger Martin West to ratify the sitting Member of Parliament or fire him. And that's how a real country works. That's how a real country works. And the first acts that we do is to put those principles of good governance into action. We want recall. We want referendum. So we could come to the nation and say, we would like to be guided. There is an election this week or the next 6 weeks where we are going to ask you to vote on yes or no. Should marijuana for personal use be decriminalized? Vote yes or vote no. And that is what a referendum is. And there are a lot of things that the parliament shouldn't be making decisions on their own, especially in an environment where people vote crapo in a Balize tie or a yellow shirt into office. Because those same jackasses never come back to you. All the debate and bacchanal around child marriage. Any member of parliament call a meeting anywhere in this country to ask their constituents. Sat Barrage and the Crocus bag are he talking aside. Anybody went to ask anybody what they think? No, they don't care. They don't represent you in the House of Representatives. How ironic is that? But we want to make sure that you can Fire me if I don't come back to you, or if I don't give you the opportunity to have a say in the operation of your own country. And that's what we want. We want referendum recall. We want campaign finance reform. What does that mean? Campaign finance reform means that for you to run from election in Diego Martin West, all 20 candidates have the same $100,000 to spend. Spend it how you want. Bring goats and capes on the stage. You could give it away in jerseys, or I could take a platform and speakers and go to a different community every night and talk to the people. However you want to spend your $100,000, but you're limited to your $100,000. So no Satgan Jr., Sammy, and all this nonsense that we started here, come and spend a $20 million and buy out a party. All that have to be done. Campaign finance reform says you're limited to $100,000. And if you spend $1 more, your candidate will be disqualified. His candidacy will be nullified. He will lose the opportunity, so there will be no benefit to him to spend $1 more than the $100,000 that he's allowed. $100,000, so everybody level the play field one time. So they have no drunk in the election and campaign finance and money. So all of a sudden they have no real reason for kickbacks and contracts, because you didn't rely on them. And it must be severe and it must be controlled. And the last thing is real procurement legislation. Now, there's a procurement bill, and if you read it, it has some benefits there. But I would go further, and I will cancel and shut down all of these special purpose companies that were created to do an end run around the legitimate tender system. They frustrate that tender system. They make the National Insurance Board an opportunity to finance all kind of nonsense. When we audit that, people gonna make serious jail. I serious. When you audit the National Insurance Board and see what that money was used for, why people aging out of the system now not gonna get money, because it's theft. You could call it what you want. But when you take $37 million and buy a building and rent it back to the people for less money than the thing worth, that too is corruption. Especially if it's your friend. Because how Siam get it? Did you put it out to public tender? Because of public property. How did Tamnaktai and Apsara benefit from $52 million of state funds? Of the people's money? Did you put that building out to tender? Would anybody like to run a discotheque here? You see, this is what you have to be able to deal with. Come back full circle. A proper tender board to make sure. So if the Ministry of Works, hear this, we are decentralizing all works, all infrastructure, all maintenance, all public utilities, decentralized. So they have no one Minister of Works handing out all the contracts. Papa Doc, we're shutting down the HDC. We're giving government guaranteed and supported loans for the people who want to own a home. We will help everybody own a home. And we will make it possible for you to own a home for 30 years, interest-free, 0% down. For 30 years, you will be able to buy a house up to $1 million. The installment will be $1,600. 2 minimum wage earning people could pay the mortgage on a home and raise their family. But we will shut down all of these things that are hemorrhaging money. A tenders board for the Ministry of Works needs to get 5,000 photocopiers. That is all they need to say. We need 5,000 photocopiers. A proper tenders board means we need 5,000 photocopiers. What do you need it to do? And the parameters cannot be the smart, you know. They say we need a certain, they describe all of the details of a certain brand without calling the brand, so only the brand could qualify. Slow that. We know that. So it must be broad. And you pass it to the tenders board, and we say, using people like retired judges and retired magistrates, and we have a pool of people that could come and form a panel 3 at a time, and all of the suppliers who would like to provide these 30,000 photocopiers, come and plead your case. Come and plead your case. We could call in, they could call in experts, they could even call in technocrats from the ministry that want this stuff. They say, give us some more information because we have these things. And they make the decision who gets the contract. So the minister can't give out no contract and get no kickback and all that bullshit could done. That is procurement legislation. And we want things like that. We want things like that. Any contract above $1 million, your name published in the Guardian. Not no hide and seek ABC company trading as you and your board of directors. Yeah, and there should be a cap and a limit on what one person or what one company could get. So if you get $5 million in different contracts this year, slow it down, brother. Let other people eat. This is not a nation where the whole of Goodwood Park must line up and get fat off money and then pretend they're successful businessman hiding behind some fake cloth and anyway. Look, we're running out of time. Yeah? We've run out of time.
If for 30 years you voting them in,
When we talk about one thing, people will say, what about this? What about that? Now we stay focused. One thing at a time.
they give you big words and enslave your soul.
pptrenbago@gmail.com for those who don't know. By now that should be ubiquitous. We're meeting tomorrow.
They are the reason why the economy goes sprout. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the passing laws that them alone can flout. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the building ISOs, east, west, north and south. They say where you vote them in. Vote them out. Register and vote them out. Totally stick your finger and
In a totally transparent system, there will be no we time now, and it's only we partners getting the jobs until the victors go the spoils and all that foolishness. So there will be no benefit and no material value to be a party supporter just for that. If you are supporting a political party, you should be supporting its principles, its ideologies, its philosophies, what it stands for, what it stands against. What will you do to make my life better? The Progressive Empowerment Party tells you we will rebuild the home, the family, the community, the constituency, and build it out from there. We want to put the power of the cabinet and we want to put the power of government back in the hands of the people and decentralize government to the 41 constituencies. That is our whole party, our whole manifesto in a nutshell. That's it right there. That's what we want to do. We want to come and fix it so that when we walk away, when we leave, when our term is up, the country is set up to be run by 1.3 billion people. Not no Papa Doc and his band of thieves. That have to done. Have to done. And the only way it's going to done is if you vote them out and vote somebody into office who capable of doing it. Hello, good evening, you're live. We really out of time. I don't want it to run to 2 hours. Last night videos were 2 hours long. So let's wrap it up. Those who want to chat more, this is what we talk about on a Saturday. You know, we talk this non-stop. We have a plan. We know what we want to do. And I know people calling in, but let's take a pin in that now because it's already 9:10. So we will take calls and stuff Monday. I promise you I'll take an abundance of calls. Let's take a pin in that for tonight. Tomorrow, Saturday at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue, pptrenbago@gmail.com. You all know my number. You know how to reach me if you're lost. And yes, the live videos, if you're doing your live videos, share it with us, post it on the PP wall. And yeah, to those who came out today, the purpose of this video tonight is to tell you well done. Because of what you did today, I am renewed. I have pep in my step. I have hope. And then I see the picture of these 4 little children helping this old lady cross the road, and my heart is buoyant. I want to believe that this country is overwhelmingly populated by good, kind, and beautiful, civic-minded people. Let us get ourselves together and fix this nation. Yes, we're meeting tomorrow at noon. Come and get yourself involved in your party. Come and get yourself involved. This is your party. Yes? Thank all of you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. No videos for the weekend unless something takes place. See you all Monday at 8 o'clock. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.